Hello Collector, Shuki here with a review of the Shinkalion Sound Ultra Evolution Institute Base and Rail set. So I mentioned this in a couple of the other videos that this would be my first jump into the actual Plarail system or Plarail system, but yeah, so this is a set that includes not only some rails, which you can see all around here, but a nice little kind of recreation of the garage or the base seen at the Ultra Evolution Institute. So it's a nice little set. It was about 3,500 yen or so, released March 2018. So a little bit on the pricier side, but it does make a really cool display piece. If you have the room for something like this. Fortunately, I still had this table back in my review room that we usually play cards on that I could use for something like this, because it does take up a lot of the space. It is a very long set. Here is a quick look at the box. You got all that down there. This does have sound and phrases from Futaba up here, and Hokuto over there, Hayato's dad. Even though he's barely in the show right now because he's in Kyoto, but he started popping up again. So there is all the contents of the box. You have a couple units of rails. You have a mat, or a couple mats actually, the base thingy itself that makes all the noise, a monster to fight, and a big backdrop, and then little figurines of Hayato, Tsuranuki, and Akita that just, they're little paper displays. You can put them wherever you want to. But all the cool, fun stuff on the back, you can have them fight in the capture field, which is over here, which is pretty cool. I do dig that. And then this also has compatibility with another item that I did not pick up, that I probably should have, and that is the big base box. And that is this big thing right back here. And that houses, I think, 3 Shinkalion. And that also includes some additional rails, I believe, to kind of extend this to make it a full circular system, which is kind of cool, because I don't have that capability. Mine just kind of drops off the face of the planet over here on the side of the box. So speaking of, let's get that out of the way and take a look at this. Like I said, over here is the capture field. You have the round system of rails over here, because if you look at the capture fields in the show, there is a large system of rails kind of spiraling around it, and that's how the Shinkalion get there through those rails. But so we got one circular system over here. We do have a little mat that sits in the middle to act as the ground. You can have the blue side, or if the field is damaged, you can flip it over and have the red side. So I'm going to keep it on the blue side because I like to live in a world of peace. And we'll shift our focus over here. We do have the E5 sitting in the docking bay, and the lock is on, so it can still roll out, don't get me wrong. Inside here you have a little lever that will kind of prop it up so that it's less prone to just sort of roll away. I just haven't quite figured out the exact place that's supposed to be. I think right about there. So it makes it a little bit harder to roll away. So there's that. It's to act as a lock. Battery compartment is right here. It does take 2 AA batteries. A little bit different than what I'm used to with toys like these. Normally they're AAAs, but 2 AAs. And then we got this whole big backdrop that looks like the maintenance garage of the Ultra Evolution Institute. So you can get to see a bunch of workers in the background there. So pretty cool. If we go ahead and move the E5, we also have a little sticker that shows Futaba and Hokuto right there, kind of watching everything, which is fun. And then on the other side, you have the director, and I honestly am blanking on his name, but the other little assistant dude, hanging out on the other side, in case you got more rails and want to put them on this side. You can. I obviously do not have that many rails, nor do I have space to actually do that or play with it or anything like that. And they just snap right together. I'm having a hard time because I can't line things up properly. So there you go. Let's go ahead and kind of take a look at the sounds of this. The The on and off switch is right here. No activation noises or anything like that, but you can hit the button. And the green side is maintenance mode and the red side is battle mode. Not yet, we're not ready for that. We're not ready for that. I just wanted to dock it. Thanks, Hokuto. Appreciate it. I think that's about all the noises. There's not a whole lot in here. And swapping over to the battle mode. And that should be enough for that, I dare say. So to get ready to launch, you just go ahead and release the lock. And you get some little launchy noises going on there. Now I actually have this backwards, so pardon me, but there's two drivey ends. That's how a Shinkansen works. But go ahead and you just kind of launch this forward and it starts rolling, and then that runs into my cell phone because I left that sitting there. See, I don't have the coordination or space for this. But obviously, being a circle, there's only so much we can do, and that is just simply drive around in circles. There is a little switch gate right there, and so you can go like this and drive it back into the base, and then lock her up. Yay! So there is that. This also included one of the big monsters, so you can drop into the capture field, and you can set up some Shinkalion there to fight. Obviously this is much smaller than the actual capture fields, but there is that. And then here are the little tiny figures of Hayato and Tsuranuki and Akita. Right there. I don't really know what to do with them or where to put them. I'll put them right here, I guess. I don't know where to do with them exactly, but that is about it for this thing. Here's where I'm at with this. I think this is kind of neat for what it's worth. You do get a really nice kind of display thing. If this is all you're going to get, you do have like a capture field area over here to set up a Shinkalion or two. You can put one in train mode running along the side of it. The base over here, you can have one kind of standing in the background, one in the docking bay. So even if you just kind of backed up a little bit, you have, if this wasn't like against a wall, you do have a lot of space up front here to put more Shinkalion as well. So it does, and at the end of the day, make a really cool display area for your Shinkalion toys. So there is that. As for playability, obviously the sounds aren't that thrilling, so it's kind of whatever. But I dig it for what it's worth. As for the actual introductory price, I would kind of wait for a little bit of a sale, just because, again, the sounds aren't that thrilling, but this kind of area in general makes a nice backdrop for a display. So if that's kind of something that is up your alley, then by all means, this is kind of something to look into. But again, I would wait for a sale on something like this. As for the rails, it's really nice to finally have rails for this thing, because I haven't had any rails for my Shinkalion toys. So I do definitely dig that, and I kind of want to look into that big box base thing to kind of get some more, to actually have a full circle. So there is that. It's got me addicted to wanting some more rails, but again, I don't really have the space for big displays or anything like that, so it'll be something I look into a little later in life. But as for now, this is something that's really cool, but again, just kind of keep an eye on your price range on this, because I think it's a little bit much for what it is, but again, it does make a pretty nice display piece at the end of the day. So that about does it for this review. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and as always, thanks for watching, take care, and have a great one. Bye. I'd like to thank Joey, Mr. Mike, Josh, VZ17, and all my fans who support me on Patreon.